Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. As promised, this is an exciting week for our financial goals that we got paid our third paycheck of the month, and so we had a lot of our money that was able to go to our financial goals. It is not as much as we were expecting because we did have some larger expenses that we paid for last month with our credit card, and so we had to obviously use some of our funds from this paycheck to pay off that credit card, because we do pay our normal credit card off each month, the full balance of the statement. So that is why that happened. So it would have been a lot more of an exciting month, even though it's still very exciting. I guess not month, week, if we would have not had to pay that bill. But that's what happens when things break in your house and you have to get the HVAC team out. So it is what it is. So to start off, we are going to do Home Depot. We were able to send $310 to Home Depot this paycheck. We didn't have a bunch of extra funds to do one of the very big ones, like the $720, because of that bill. But we were able to still do a pretty solid chunk. I didn't want to pick one of the smaller ones because it was an extra paycheck, and worst case scenario, we just didn't put as much towards our emergency fund. But I felt like $310 was still a very good chunk, especially considering if you look at this, because this would be what we sent to Home Depot for the month of March, that we sent over $1,000 to Home Depot. So that I cannot complain with, because we still made a good chunk on our emergency fund. So, oops. So now to move on to our emergency fund. For starters, we kind of looked at our current bank account, and we had a bunch of sinking funds sitting in another account, and we had those sinking funds for car maintenance and other things like that, and we haven't really used that account for car maintenance, other than for oil changes and stuff, and so we kind of changed our mindset on that, and we're going to be putting oil changes and normal maintenance, smaller items in our actual budget. And then we were going to be if obviously something happens, we're going to be taking out of the emergency fund anyways. So we just moved our car maintenance fund to our emergency fund, but that was a decent portion of money. It was $1,071.99. So that is just to start us off. That didn't even touch anything to do with our actual paycheck. And then from our actual paycheck and overtime, all of that all in one, we had $1,793.39 that went to the emergency fund. And then on top of that, because it was the end of the month, we have this in a money market account. So we do get dividends monthly, that we got $2.59 in dividends. So that brought the balance for today or like this week, that we put towards the emergency fund of $2,867.97. Now, for a little bit of an update on our last goal situation. So, we saved $4,500 to go to our taxes. We finally got our taxes finished and sent off to the state and federal, I guess the IRS. We finally did that this week, and we had to pay way more in taxes than what we saved. But a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it came from us solely not like properly withholding money, because we still have it withholding for, I honestly don't even know what we have it withholding for, but we had to pay a lot in due to us not withholding enough. So we took the $4,500 that we saved, and we also took some money from the emergency fund. And so our emergency fund is very much depleted, but the goal for this year wasn't to have like a fully funded emergency fund. I mean, that would be great, and maybe that'll still happen, but what we are going to be doing with this is the goal was to add $12,000 to our emergency fund. So we are going to just pretend that we didn't have to take anything out of our emergency fund, because I think obviously our emergency fund is very bare compared to what it was previously, but it's just like any other emergency. If we were to have something happen and we have to take money out of the emergency fund to pay for that, I don't want to then have to recalculate our emergency fund savings every single time. So with us putting the $2,867.97 towards our emergency fund, our new like balance, which moving forward I'm just going to refer to it as our emergency fund balance, we have $5,331.59. So we are almost halfway through our emergency fund savings, so that is super exciting. So with that, we are going to be coloring in 4 and basically 3/4 of a circle, which is absolutely crazy to me because that is more than what we already have saved, and we saved this all in one paycheck. Yes, some of it was technically already in a savings account, but now it is not. That was only, it was still less than half of what we saved this month, or this paycheck. All right, that is so exciting that we are so close. We are one more circle away from being halfway to our goal. So that is so exciting because we have done this in basically a month. Now obviously moving forward we're not going to have 3 paychecks because March was a 3 paycheck month, but that is still like absolutely insane that we were able to save that much in such a small amount of time. So that is just wonderful to see. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!